Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about sexual reproduction. Reproduction is all about making more members of a particular species, and sexual reproduction produces genetically different offspring, so offspring that are different to each other. So, in humans and in lots of other organisms as well, we have the idea of these two things called gametes. Now, all that the word gamete means is it's the scientific term for a sex cell. So a scientific term do with a cell to do with sexual reproduction. So obviously the two gametes are sperm cells. These are produced in the testes of men, and egg cells. These are released from the ovaries of women. Now within each of these gametes we have a nucleus. The nucleus is where the chromosomes are stored. All that a chromosome is a big store of DNA. So there's the chromosomes with the DNA from the dad, and those are the chromosomes with the DNA from the mum. Now both of these gametes are said to be haploid. Now what that means is haploid have half the full number of chromosomes compared to the rest, all of the other cells within the organism. And we'll see why that is in a minute. So, during after sexual intercourse, there'll be a point where these two meet. They actually meet in the oviduct, and they fuse together. They fuse and join together, and that fusion together is called fertilization. So fertilization is the joining, is the fusing together of the sperm cell and the egg cell. Now actually, I don't want to be too misleading. If I was to do these in a kind of better scale, the egg cell is much, much bigger than a sperm cell. I just wanted to draw them both the same size so you could see the structure of them. So them joining together, fusing together, is called fertilization. Now, once they've fused together, we have this fertilized egg cell which is formed. And that's got a special name. It's called a zygote. So this zygote just means fertilized egg cell. If we were to look inside the nucleus of the zygote, we could see that we have chromosomes from the sperm cell, so from the dad, and chromosomes from the egg cell, from the mum. Now this number, now we have these two nuclei fused together, joined together. We've combined all of these chromosomes together. So we now have the diploid number of chromosomes. That just means the full amount for any normal cell. So in humans, the haploid number is 23. So 23 pairs of chromosomes. 23 chromosomes. And the diploid number is 46. 46 chromosomes. So once we've formed our zygote, we now have DNA from the mother and the father. What can then happen is, I'm just going to redraw this, is the cell starts to divide. So it starts to double and double and double. It does this through the process of mitosis. So we start off with one cell, then we'll have 2, then 4, then 8, and so on. It keeps on dividing and dividing and developing and developing. So we get more and more and more cells. In this early developmental stage, it's called an embryo. So an embryo is just a name for this developing ball of cells after we've had fertilization. So a quick recap. Gametes means sex cells. Male sex cell is sperm cell, female sex cell is egg cell. They are haploid, which means they have half the number of chromosomes. So when they join together, they form a zygote with the full diploid number of chromosomes. The fusing together of these two things is called fertilization. And once the zygote's been formed, the cell divides by mitosis to form an embryo. And this will go on and form a fetus and then a baby. Thank you.